go to Kamala Harris. This should liven things up a little bit. Kamala Harris sidelined, this is from the New York Post, sidelined amid growing tensions with Biden, insiders say. Vice President Kamala Harris feels increasingly isolated inside the White House as her approval ratings plummet. The first female Veep believing she's not getting the same support given to other members of the Biden administration, according to a detailed new report. Because wasting resources on you, Kamala, would be a waste. It's already, they had all the king's horses and all the king's men are trying to make Joe Biden seem like he's not a man who is dying physically, everything, just dying in front of everybody's eyes. You know, they're trying to keep Humpty Dumpty together over here. You get just, she could help herself a lot if she wasn't just so repulsive, where she can't answer anything. Her response to most questions is that maniacal laugh of hers, the cackling laugh. Just, you know, she's young enough to be able to help herself, but she can't because she's just so antisocial and weird. It's hard to miss the specific energy that the White House brings to defend a white man, knowing that Kamala Harris has spent almost a year taking a lot of the hits that the West Wing didn't want to take themselves, a former Harris aide told CNN, which based its report on interviews with nearly 36 insiders. Well, you know what? Kamala Harris should not have signed on to be the token not white woman vice president. Historic, asterisk. I mean, she signed on to be an asterisk. And nobody liked her. But she wanted it. You know, it's attractive to people like her. They will do anything to elevate themselves within a system that they want to just burrow a hole in and call home. Do anything, you know? And of course, she will do anything, and she has, and now she's upset that, but you shouldn't be. You were polling at 0.5%. There's nothing that they can do. Here's the whole thing. If you're polling at 0.5% the last time that your name was actually on the ballot, no, it was on the ballot in 2020 with Joe Biden. No, that was not somebody who was polling at 0.5% is not a deciding factor in whether or not they're going to vote for the president, the presidential candidate. So if she's polling at 0.5% within her own party, then for anybody to say that she is polling at 28%, be happy with it. They're hiding probably a 20% windfall of what the reality really is. Just be happy with it. Go about your day. You've got a nice bump in salary for a couple of years, and you got your signature in the record books. So that's where we're going with this, but it gets a little bit funnier. There's one from Chuck Colesto, a tweet over the weekend. Political implosion, he says. White House issues Sunday night statement defending Kamala Harris after CNN reports on exasperated White House staffers giving up on dealing with the dysfunctional Veep. So there's staffers inside the White House right now who already don't want to do anything because she's probably melting down because she's repulsive. She's repulsive. And here you go. Here's one of those situations where she can help herself. Jake Schneider puts this clip out from C-SPAN. Kamala Harris gets asked an actual question for once and has no idea how to respond. She's asked about Russia's threat to Ukraine because, you know, there's a lot of tensions bubbling up over there again. We have to get into that and get the nutshell version of what's happening there to make sure that we're up on the Joneses. Here it is. Listen to Kamala Harris tackle this with great aplomb.
Russia is feeding the U.S. warnings to back off of Ukraine.
Talking about heeding whether or not U.S. warnings to back off of Ukraine is having any kind of impact on Russia. Okay? And here's what she says.
Ukraine.
I cannot talk to you about classified information, but we, of course, remain very concerned about what's happening there. Okay. Thanks,
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's you. Okay, so she can't talk about classified information, but they're very concerned about what's going on out there. VP Harris, can you comment on your struggle with sobriety? Well, that's classified. That's classified information. But I am very, very concerned with my problems. VP Harris, do you have any comment on the new Asian puppet on Sesame Street? Well, that's classified. That's classified, but it's great. Stop Asian hate. Classified though. Don't ask me that again, please. Get this woman out of here. She's asking questions. And then all the jackals come in. Go, okay, let's go. Did you see Macron? Or however you say the French president's name. Somebody's going to email me with the phonetic way to pronounce it and all that. He was meeting with Vice President Harris sometime during the European fiascos. And as always, she makes a very short statement publicly. And then all of the ninny harridans that she surrounds herself with, these seagull-like women, that they swoop in and they just start squawking at people, get out there, and they start screaming. And Macron's he has a chuckle to himself because what the hell is this? But this is how they have to handle both her and Joe Biden. You know, you would think that you want to keep people's exposure time to Joe Biden really low because you know this man is really he's just sputtering out. But with her, oh man, that's a whole new level of sad because she's young and she has her faculties. You know, unless she was switched out with a lower functioning clone around the time that we saw that her face changed. You remember that in 2020, the summer of 2020, when she went on CNN to talk about John Lewis and her eyes were completely black. Her eyes are completely black. It's like somebody injected her with the goo. You know. Madam President, did Joe Biden evacuate his bowels in front of the Pope? That's classified. I'm sorry. We can't do this. That's classified. I'm sorry.